Can you even see me right now? Like that's actually what I'm wondering.
I can see you.
Are you sure? 'Cause I know with your glasses, you're pretty much a bat at that point.
I'm not that blind. My glasses right now are what would be keeping me focused, but I got a scrunchie.
Okay, okay. Says the lady that was getting on people. That's like, oh man, you can tell when someone wears glasses that don't wear glasses.
Okay, but I actually wear glasses.
All right, all right. Quick banter. Let me at least introduce the ladies and gentlemen to another episode of Big Letter Little Letter podcast with your host Hedo and Jam.
Hi.
When I tell y'all, y'all missed like a fire intro that we had originally, but the sound engineer was out here fucking up. Like, what's wrong with these people? Like, what do I pay them for?
It's cool. I could give it again.
I mean, you know, we're gonna keep that same energy, but I gotta have a talking to. I don't know who this engineer is, but whew, I am so heated at this person, but it'll be
It's
okay.
really crazy. How I hope you do well with that difficult conversation.
Look, look, I love my peoples. I love to treat them well, but this person's gonna get a stern talking to. This engineer by the name of Hedo. What kind of name is that? The fuck? Charge his ass up later. Let's just go
You
ahead
know,
and
they say it's crazy only if you answer yourself back.
reasonable. Good thing I'm not talking to myself.
All right. We're not on YouTube yet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about T is for top. So we're going to talk about the overall aspect of a top. And when we talk about a top, this is strictly in the BDSM vernacular. We're not diving into the whole verse, bottom, everything in that side. That's more LGBTQ dynamics with that kind of variation. What we're looking at is top, switch, bottom. That's the way we're looking at it. But before we go into what it is, what it looks like, and all that other goodness, let's catch up with each other.
Yes. I don't know if we caught this earlier, but it's spring and Aries season.
Wait, it's spring?
Yes.
I know, it was like 40 degrees in Texas. What kind of, what
Okay.
kind of.
We're not going to linger on the temperature of the matter. The
That's.
most important part is that it's Aries season.
I'm still
And
saying, yo, weather. Like,
you
apparently, you keep bringing up something that doesn't matter. Like, what is this? This, what are they again? They're not even goats. They're rams? I don't know.
Yes, they're Rams.
I'm
Okay, we're
joking.
charging through.
All right, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Enjoy the season and the breeze and whatever comes with being a ram. Just know that I will always
I
be the
am
goat.
very excited. I feel like I'm about to like blow my life up. By the end of Aries season, I should be in a totally different space. Might even quit my job.
I mean, look, I just got a job, so it's all about balance.
I'm proud of you. You know, one person gets a job, another person leaves a job.
Hey, that's the way it gotta keep. Was it the Avatar? They're here to keep balance, keep things just equilibrium. I'm just making words up. What else you got going on?
um, I think that's about it. I'm about to get into the craziness of having to pack up this apartment I've lived in for the past 2 years, and I'm gonna hate it. And I might empty out my liquor cabinet in the process.
Okay, sounds like a good ass time.
Yeah, what about you? I'm super proud of you with this job.
Oh yeah, so interviewed. I don't think I told the story on this podcast, but so I interviewed for this position. It's a remote position. I had to do 3 remote interviews, and what had happened was is I'm using my Zoom. Now, for my Zoom, only reason why like I pay for it because I don't want the time limit, so that way my interactions and everything, like I don't have that 30 minutes. Oop, yeah, the time, do it again. Like no, I get my full year of all this what you call it hootsits, and I mainly use it for podcasting and whenever I'm watching the Heart of Soft live show. So my name on here is Hedo the Mayor. So I talked to my potential supervisor, the director of an entire sector of the company, and a senior person in my position, where my
Oh
name
no.
was Hedo the Mayor. And now I'm questioning, did I get the job because I interviewed well, or they're intrigued because it said Hedo the mayor? Like, what is he the
I
mayor
mean,
of?
if they know what it is, they know you mean business.
But yes, so that was like, thank God, because Amazon. See, I like to do the whole like delivery gig thing as a gig. Like, I want to do deliveries and whatnot to purchase things like floggers, flogging benches. Like, I like to use like, oh, let my like legit money go over to bills and savings and whatnot, and let my funny money be for fun. So now I can
Funny
go
money.
back to that because I like to have fun. And I like to pay
You
bills.
know,
Well, I don't like
you're
to pay
about to have a
bills, but I like to have a
full
house.
schedules.
Oh yeah. I also got what else got what happened this week? I also got requested to perform in August for Come Talk Podcast is doing something. And I was requested to come out there and also be on the show. So I was like, cool, I had no problem with that. In June, I
That's
got
nice.
hired out to perform at an event that's happening. So that's also like, oh, cool, that's what's up. So I'll just be out here. And now that I have a job, it's gonna be the summer of Daddy Thoughtums.
Make sure you send all the pictures, post them on the Insta, send them to me privately. I mean, whatever you got to do.
I will see if I can remember to take pictures because a lot of times I be in the moment. That ADHD be hyper focused.
Bruh, you better give me your partner's phone number because I need the photo.
Well, most of them will be solo, so I'll see what I can do. But that's pretty much what I got going on outside this lovely podcast.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we have some really cool things coming up in April that will really like kick off how terrible March was and long. March is so long. I don't know if it's just like the teachers who feel it or if the general public also feels it, but March really sucks.
But March isn't that long for most because of spring break. Maybe I don't know.
Child, it's 5 weeks and nothing. No days off, no meetings, just every single day in the classroom. Anyway,
I mean, look
let's.
by the end of Aries season, that might no longer be a worry.
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait.
All right, now we're done with our kinkly. I don't want to say kinkly, our kinky weekly. Let's move on to
Your
actually talking
children.
about the actual topic.
T is for top, which I'm hoping to get some of in the next couple of weeks.
I mean, look, and that was another variation of we're not talking about that kind of top either. You can get your sloppy toppy elsewhere, but we're going to focus on the kinks. Now,
Fine, fine.
when we say top, generally it's an individual that does the act of topping. Again, that does sound like head still, but all right, sorry. Let me focus. Now, when we're talking about a top, we're talking about the person that's designated to have the control in a certain scene, dynamic, or situation. The opposite of a top is a bottom. In that in between space, they're known as switches. We're going to talk about them in the next couple, the coming weeks. In regards to the BDSM context, the top is that person that actually performs those things that you see on those like cool videos, be it like, what was it called, kink.com, like those videos. The person doing the action to their subject, that is the top. Now,
Mhm.
that's the person that's doing the impact. That's the person that's giving the instructions to whatever submissive they or bottom that they may be dealing with. Is the person that's doing the fire play, the one that's doing the tying of the rope. Anything that involves enacting something on somebody without given instruction, that's the top. Because it is a situation where someone can direct a sub to give them top, and that person that's receiving the top, they don't suddenly become the bottom. They're still the top in that situation because
Mhm.
instructions was given to the person that is the bottom.
The top is like the director of the scene. The what do you call the guy with the
The
stick?
the leader of the orchestra, the
Yes,
damn, what is he called?
maestro.
I don't think it's maestro, but we'll just go with maestro. Like it's gonna come to me randomly. I'm gonna be like, oh, the conductor. See exactly what I mean.
Conductor. Yes. We're not music people. I mean, we like music, but that's not what this
I
podcast
mean,
is
I
about.
used to be in a choir.
Well, fancy. Me too, but like in elementary school.
Okay, mine was like a church thing, but Saint Hedo on the ones and twos. All right.
That's a good
Um.
name, though.
Oh, that's my name in a different Discord.
Oh, okay.
Look, I'm the mayor in one and the sis in another. Um. But
Speaking of names,
yes, way to segue. Because when it comes to tops, there are various names that you may come across. So, for example, you'll have, like on the lady side, a mistress, a dominatrix, madam, goddess, mommy. On the male side, or the person that identifies as a male, because look, we don't judge by here, or we don't like determine stuff. Master, dominant, sir, daddy, and even beyond that, there's rigor. There's the rope top. There is the why is it escaping? Impactor. There is the spanker. There the choker. Like these are aspects of being a top, like kind of describing what you're doing.
yeah.
And you want to go ahead and drop what could be possible scenes or themes as far as what tops are interacting in.
Totally. So, if you're the type of person who likes to meet people at parties or anywhere on the internet, some of the people doing top scenes might be doing rope play, electro play, fire play, impact, breath play, wax play, temperature play, knife play. But again, tops can also be the person directing a submissive. They could be a trainer of submissives. They could be the person setting the scene for a scene. They're the person in charge.
That's what it really comes down to it. Like they are the boss. They're the ones that lead everything. They're the ones that kind of, like we said, conduct the orchestra. Because it doesn't have to just be a one-on-one thing. It could be a whole setup.
Right. And then we talked about dominance earlier, and I think a question that a lot of people are going to have is, would you say that all dominants are tops, and are all tops dominants?
So it's kind of like all thumbs are fingers, but not all fingers are thumbs. So yeah. So and when we say dominance, we don't mean kind of a persona or anything. When we say dominance, we mean normally people with the title of dom or dame. And yeah, all of them are top. They perform top services, whereas giving instruction, performing something on the scene, things of that nature. But not all tops are dominants, because some people are just service tops. Like they do enjoy performing whatever act it may be, but they don't care to do the extracurriculars that come with being a dominant. So, for instance, a good friend of mine, Sir Sugar, he would proudly tell you he is a service top. He is there to do the impact, the rope, the choking, all those fun things and different scenes with everybody. He will then do the normal check-in. He'll do your aftercare, of course, because that's just a given. No matter
Yeah.
all tops, like it's not aftercare is not just simply Doms do this. No, everybody in BDSM and kink aftercare is important. But for him, he'll do his aftercare. He'll do his check-in, and he'll give you like, hey, here's my number. Tomorrow, just I'll. Oh no, he'll get their number, check in with them tomorrow, and then that's it. There is no like, oh, you can reach out to me in 3 weeks to do. No, he is. That is not his sub. That is like, no, I provided a service and I'm done. And there are tops out there like that, where it's like, yeah, they don't want the responsibility of like that much controlling whatever power dynamic.
I was about to say something and I completely blinked. You see, it's because I don't have my glasses
All right, Velma.
on.
But I mean,
um,
that's a good way to also just look at it, because not everyone wants to take on that responsibility, but they do like to learn these fun things. Because even the concept of cupping, fire play involves things like cupping or fire blankets. Where we saw a video that went viral, like people on the kink scene, they knew what was up. But you had the non-kinks that are like, "Wow, he set her on fire. What's going on here? I can't believe it." But like, no, it was like a China. I ain't trying to be racist. I don't know. It just looked like Chinese letters. It looked like it was like at some kind of Chinese spa. And that's where the video was recorded. And then people shared it worldwide. And they were like, wow, what's going on here? But if I had to take it into like something more sensible, Mr. Miyagi, when he did the cupping thing on Old Boy and Karate Kid, that's a part of fire
Mhm.
play. It's like it's nothing like just wild and wild. It's something that's done in everyday life. It's just that everyone doesn't see it because it's possibly in a whole other place around the world.
Yeah, that's totally valid. I find when you get more into things, and if you're the type of person that really gets deep into BDSM, you'll start learning all about like the culture of things and where things come from. And probably the first place you'll learn about that is in rope because shibari and the history of all of that. Um, but you can make your BDSM like culturally appropriate and informative also. Oh, the thing that I wanted to say was, um, yes, all dominants are tops. Not all tops are dominant, but there are things that stand true no matter how someone who is performing these actions stand, and that is the consent, the aftercare, the check-ins. Okay, guys? So even if you're just meeting a top to do this one scene, that does not negate the fact that you need to have that consent conversation and that aftercare should be given in some way.
I mean, that's just one of the things. That's one of the like 101 type of situations. So definitely.
Right.
And she did that without her glasses.
I'm a good thinker, yeah.
All right, Jan, what kind of personal experiences you have in regards to a top?
I mean, I think in exploring BDSM and like coming back into community, most of my experiences have been with some tops, including you. You're my first. Oh, you're my first.
I didn't know.
Yes, I walked right up to Hedo at the party and I was like, "What you got? I want to try that one." And that one is my favorite and best friend, your Fluffinator.
See, I did not know. This I remember it. It was over at the second official Hard or Soft Play party
Yeah.
at I think they changed their name. I think it's now Susia.
No, that was at their first location in the city.
Okay, so it moved. Okay. But yeah, I remember that. And I was like, oh, sure, no problem. Just did a little something, something, just a little warm up, and yeah.
Right, and we've been best friends ever since. Hedo's my top on call.
Whenever I'm in the area.
Right. But my also top on call is Phoenix Noir. She did um my scenes with breath and sensation play, and she's the reason why my Dom knows that I react more to light touch and less to hard impact. So, I mean, like working with a lot of different tops has been really cool. I've also had like some unplanned scenes of like Primal Impact with Sir Marvelous. That was a doozy. Okay? And I learned some things about myself. I'll tell you that.
Ooh, I would say save that for when we talk about Primal.
Oh, yes. It'll be there. Should you believe? Okay?
Oh,
But like me, I'm like a true subby. I even retook my BDSM test today, both of them. And I love how where I am right now, my test is literally split in half. Like all of my submissive stuff is at the top, vanilla's right in the middle, and then all of the dominant stuff, all the top stuff is at the bottom because I don't do the top stuff. But I do love tops
and getting top.
and getting top. Oh yeah.
I would say for me, personal experience is I don't know if this is like a Capricorn trait, but it's definitely a Hedo trait. I am someone that will something will pique my interest, and I will like dive into that world to see what it's all about, learn all the things, and then do some practice on inanimate objects, and then move to people that know me, and then move to just the general populace. Like for impact, I didn't do my first impact scene until I got Florentine flogging down. Like that's how much of a studier I did in order to get that done. When it comes to rope, watched all the videos, learned all about the various vital points. Like it was just pretty much me doing like full blown research to see like if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make sure I do this right and no one gets harmed. And that's kind of my personal journey in terms of learning various ways to top because I love being the jack of all trades. Like my focus will be on fire later in this year. I want to spend all of next year focused on suspension. Right now, I do wax, I do sensation, I do sensory deprivation, I do impact, I do breath play. So you can see, I am with all the things.
It's the commitment to learning that makes us friends.
I see. That's one thing I think that also helped me get the job. I'm a forever learner. That's something like if something like, oh, what's this? I will Google it. Like that's just who I am. Oh, someone did something cool. All right, I'm gonna walk up, ask them, hey, how'd you do that? Like that's when I first met Daddy Hef. It was like he had these floggers that were like nunchuck ish. I'm like, can I see that? It's like, oh, huh. Because I'm used to traditional floggers. I'm like, yo, that actually might help with some torque stuff. Like my mind started going once I saw a new toy pop up. But yeah, it's just that's my overall experience in terms of like self taught, self learning, and exploration. Beyond that is when I started going to like these play parties and things. What was it? Because I went to like some local dungeons and stuff. I didn't really do much, but then I get around melanated people. Heads up, yo, podcast listeners, we don't discriminate here. You could be black, white, blue, whatever color. Come and enjoy. Just understand this from the perspective of two melanated individuals. But when I went to the harder soft play party, what party I go to before that? There was so much because there was also Fluffy Land Retreat, but that was like before the pandemic. I did a lot of shit. But yeah,
You
when I go
did.
to an event, I have my stuff with me that I'm willing to perform with. So if in my head I'm like, I got time for rope and some wax and stuff, I'll go to whatever event. I'll have some wax, some rope, and my lovely floggers with me, just in case. 8 times out of 10, someone's like, "Hey, you got this stuff? Could you perform it on me?" And
Yeah.
as I stated earlier, now it's reaching a point where it's like, oh, a lot of people see I know what I'm doing, so they're definitely like, "Yo, can you come and do X, Y, and Z?"
That's the only way. Listen, that's why I'm going to get my little submissive training on because I'm going to learn some skills, okay? And I'm going to let people see that I know what to do.
And I would say that's the number one thing I would say when it comes to being a top, being a bottom, being a switch. It's all about learning your craft because I can't just simply walk in. I'm a top. All right, cool. Now this person has someone has artery damage because I was choking them wrong.
Oh,
So
gosh.
like that's why like it's always about you gotta learn your craft. You gotta learn. And also, you gotta learn both sides of it. Especially if you're
Right.
aiming to be a top, you gotta learn the other
Yes.
side, so that way you can actually know what to expect from them. And if you have the patience, correct them in certain ways. If you don't have the patience, tell them you need to learn X, Y, and Z before you come back here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want to give anybody extra homework, but I do. I would say, like, take a little basic anatomy training. I'm like, if you don't know where your organs are just as a human that exists at this point, maybe you should learn that before you start topping people.
Because I mean, the spleen, the kidneys, and the liver, that's a little tricky to learn because we don't really think about it because all we like, I feel like every human knows, oh, lungs, heart, stomach. And do you even realize the stomach is not even what you think the stomach is to be? Like, it's literally
Right.
stomach, intestines, and like behind the intestines, it's like there's so much going on. Humans are weird.
It's true. Humans are weird, but we gotta be safe.
So I would ask, what kind of cause I know we're about to close this out. Like we pretty much covered what we wanted to cover.
Yeah.
Well, what are tips you have? You already gave learn basic human anatomy. What are tips you might have?
Hmm. Well, we already said learning both sides of it. So if you want to be a top, learn to be a top and a bottom. If you want to be a bottom, learn to be a bottom and a top. If you want people doing the wrong things to you, I would also say don't be afraid to ask questions. Like Hedo said, like he went to an event, he asked people what they were doing with their tools, and I went to events and I talked to people about what tools they had and which ones I could try. Like, you have to be able to speak up for yourself in the first place, all around. But definitely ask questions when you see something that you're interested in. And then, even if you don't get to try it in that moment, like, look it up.
I would say another good tip is find what you enjoy and stick with it. You don't have to be
Yeah.
on everything. Like, it's not a must have. You don't have to know. This is me personally. Like, I'm a hedonist. I enjoy providing pleasure. I enjoy seeking that pleasure. That's the reason why I want to learn all these various things so I can pull pleasure from different planes. That's why I enjoy learning what I'm learning. If you are afraid of fire, why are you learning fire play? If you don't know your own strength, why are you doing impact? Like, you have to
Yeah.
like find your niche, find what you enjoy, and just stick with it. Because there's, I've been doing impact. What year are we in? So 4 years now I've been doing impact, and there's still so much I can learn and do. So I literally just bought a mallet this was it last year. Like, I didn't know the different how to use different pervertibles because I was strict and narrow. Oh, whips, floggers, paddles. No, I got a mallet and it is loved.
Yeah. I just realized how much I like canes. They feel like a massage in the right sense.
So like that's my like that's the thing. Like make sure you're picking something you enjoy because you will always learn something new, and not even learn something new from others. You might discover something yourself that no one else knows.
Yeah,
Again,
take it slow, like Daddy Hep.
like no, Black Spank Daddy. I went to Spank Fest in Houston. He used a mallet. He used a kettlebell. He used this thing called a
Again,
fire hose paddle, which I'm still waiting for this guy to email me back because I want one.
what?
Yeah, so again, just impact alone, you could be learning so much more forever.
Forever.
Especially because different body types. You might be dealing with a thicker woman, you might be dealing with a skinnier woman, someone in between, someone that's curvy, someone that likes stingy, someone that likes studdy, someone likes a combination of both. There's so much that you can learn and explore, so you don't have to try to learn every variations of topping. You can just stick in your niche and just like go from there.
Yeah, for sure. And if you try something you don't like it, you can drop it and try something else.
Yep, it's not like you're forced to have to do all these things.
Right. This is all very personal. I know this is America and we like the cut and dry, learn and do and continue type of method, but that's why we're in BDSM, folks, to be free.
I mean, yeah, it's all about the mental, all about the sensation. Now, could it be sexual? Of course, we're humans,
Oh, yeah.
but also it could just be purely about the stimulating sensations.
Which is also the good stuff. I love it here.
And that's why we have a podcast. All right, Jam, you want to go ahead and let the people know where they can find you?
Okay, people, you can find me on IG as I_mean_her. Again, if you want to add me as a friend, please send me a DM first so I know that you're not just another bot. You guys know how social media is going these days. You can also find me on Twitter as Lady Lies Waiting. And if you are interested in cuddling or you're having a baby and you want someone who is sex positive, you can find me at Mary Jane's Couch.space.
Look at you memorizing these things and or having something written nearby so you don't forget.
I had it.
All right. So again, this is your boy Hedo. You can go ahead and find me, HedonisticDom on IG, Hedonistic_Dom on Twitter, and HedonisticDom_ on Fetlife. You can just hit me up, ask for advice. I'll give you the best I got. Or if you just want to be a guest and like just chop it up, make sure to reach out because apparently our lovely guest Coco Kitty was a hit, and we'd like to just chat with more kinky folks out there.
Yes. And also questions. Please ask your questions.
All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here, and we'll just catch y'all next week.
All right, bye. Stay kinky.
Kinky and safe. Bye.